Jesus Christ, God, you need a therapist because Jesus isn't quite doing it for you.
Logan Paul is no stranger to controversy and public hate. And at one point, he was no doubt the most hated YouTuber in the world. After the controversy came out with him and the Japanese suicide forest, his reputation seemed to hit a point so low that it didn't seem possible for it to ever recover. But against everyone's expectations, his new podcast gave him an opportunity to make a surprising comeback, winning the favor of even some of his biggest haters. But just as he started to gain public trust back, in his most recent podcast, he started arguing with his co-host about Christianity, which had even his most dedicated fans saying things like this. The amount of respect I've lost for Logan is crazy. Logan lost every ounce of respect he had gained back from me this episode. Logan was just getting back in people's good books, gaining respect back, and now he's just throwing that out the window. And you'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of comments like this in the comment section. So why are people so upset with Logan? And is it justified? We ask this because in 2016, Logan Paul was one of the most famous YouTubers in the world, creating content that the platform had never seen before, and was ranked in the Forbes list for the highest paid YouTuber in 2017 and 2018. But during these years, he was involved in a number of controversies, and most notably, his stunt in the Japanese suicide forest, where he filmed a recently deceased person and uploaded it to his vlog on YouTube. But sometime after that, Logan started to rebuild his reputation after he started his podcast, giving viewers a new perspective of who he was and his new maturity level. Logan would find himself having constructive and respectful conversations with a variety of people, including religious people that he openly disagreed with.
I had more joy following Jesus than I had with all of the world combined.
Wow.
And I couldn't deny it anymore.
But more recently, his fans have started to turn on him, seeing him as they used to. This all came to a climax on a recent Impulsive episode where Logan started discussing religion with his co-host George Janko, who's an outspoken Christian that converted not too long ago. But as the conversation went on and things got more heated, it escalated into Logan saying things like this.
I just am definitely questioning why we have to perpetuate a belief that is silly. Because I'll be honest with you, bro, Jesus Christ.
As our conversation played out, it became clear that there was some undisclosed tension in the background contributing to Logan's irritation, which didn't become clear until later on in the episode. Logan seemed to be reverting back to his old self, and he seemed to have a serious problem with George being a Christian, but it was really difficult to understand exactly why that was. Throughout the episode, George seemed to be consistently trying to tell Logan that he only wants Logan to respect his beliefs rather than him bashing him for them all of the time. But Logan wasn't budging.
I get you're wrestling with it and you like to tackle things head on. And I've told you before, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it peacefully, or we don't even have to talk about it. But you bashing me in front of a group of people for my beliefs is not right. I was angry with you for a very long time because of this situation. And I'm not trying to like be a dramatic person right now, but genuinely, like, I know people that hate me, that treat me better about my faith than you, and you're my best friend. This is the way I want all of us to like be together. Like at the end of the day, bro, I can never prove to you that Jesus Christ exists. I can never do that. You can never prove that your belief system exists. But what we could do is have like-minded conversations and grow from it. And I want there to be love in the conversation instead of like, because like if we pick on each other and other things, it's totally fine. Like you suck at comedy. I get that. Everybody knows that. All that stuff. But when it comes to religion, you have to tiptoe.
No, I don't.
Well, I do.
Fans took to the comments as they believed that Logan was gaslighting George with his beliefs as well.
The 2 years that I had the hardest years of my life, the only person that was there wasn't family, wasn't friends, wasn't coworkers. It was my Jesus Christ. And he's the one that...
Not even your girl, Belle?
Belle didn't know.
So, Georgie, are you...
There's some people that can't express,
you
bro.
Like you're asking for a babysitter. You're 29.
No, I'm not. One that really hurt me is you told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus.
No,
that one hurt me.
No, I didn't. I said you need a therapist because Jesus isn't quite doing it for you, which is true.
No, you didn't. I don't want to stand down. No, you didn't.
You think I said you need a therapist because you believe in Jesus?
I checked you and I said, what did you just say to me? And you said, what did I say? And you stumbled. You're like, I don't know. What would I say? And then you fumbled. I'm not backing down from this.
It is common knowledge that you don't interpret reality like reality happens.
So what was it that George did or said to Logan about his faith that triggered Logan to act the way that he did? And why did it seem like Logan wasn't okay with George believing in Christianity at all, even to the point where it prompted the other co-host Mike to jump in multiple times to ask Logan what the issue was?
Are you on like a personal crusade to fix something? What is it about that idea of live and let live that is, or not doing that is so difficult to do? Like, why can't George just believe in what he wants to believe in? Someone else can believe in what they want to believe in.
But Logan's answer to that question was really telling. Logan answered by talking about homosexuality, which was strange because George didn't understand why Logan was accusing him of bashing gay people.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And this is where Logan revealed his real issue.
What makes you think I'm going around condemning people? That's what I want to know. Because you always put that on me. You always yell at me about gay people. I never once talk about gay people.
Because you're subscribed to the doctrine that perpetuates that information.
I'm subscribed to love my neighbor.
Not everyone in your religion is.
Yeah, but
That's
but
fine.
singling out.
Not fine.
Hold on,
You're sitting in the same boat with some really hateful
Let
people.
me help first.
You
Wait,
keep bringing
answer
up
the
that I
question.
bash gay people all the time. When have I ever done that?
Bro, that is a staple of your religion, and it's not bashing gay people; it's condemning them.
But have
for what
you,
they
as,
like?
for
That's
as Shanko, as
ridiculous.
your best friend, have you ever seen me to any straight man or gay man or any type of person ever have I ever shown any hatred ever?
No, but you're in the same boat with a large group of people that do.
So as you just heard, Logan clearly has an issue with Christianity and the thought of homosexuality being a sin, even to the point where he was hostile with George, even though George has never even talked about this with him before.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
And this is where the fans started to turn on Logan. They noticed how he was refusing to be respectful towards George, despite George's pleas for the sake of their friendship.
And if I tell you that your approach and your delivery is hindering their ability to produce an effective argument, would that change your approach?
In a work environment, absolutely. But if I'm talking about religion with someone who I love, sorry, bro, I love you. So I'm gonna be harsh as with you. I ain't holding back anything. I'm bringing out my swords. Same with you, and you know that.
Me and you are fine.
Bro, I love you guys. I love you guys. So I'm gonna attack you two the fucking hardest.
100%.
That's just how I am in my life. Oh, I definitely agree with you.
We've talked about
And you
this
are
many
right. And
times.
my delivery is
You're very
something
harsh.
very harsh.
Yes.
Treat others how you want to be treated, right? The golden
Yeah, but
rule.
nobody wants to.
I don't want to be babied, bro.
Wait,
I don't
I thought
want to
you
be
didn't like
babied,
that
and neither.
rule.
No, but some people aren't.
I
even
don't
able
like
to-
it because it turns out it's not true. Everyone wants to be coddled into the truth. Everyone wants to be handheld and walked up the mountain with a buddy instead of climbing it themselves.
But well, also, it's not true because if you do not love thy neighbor, and that means gay or
Yeah,
straight, then you are not a child of God.
Bro,
that is
what
literally
about-
quoted in the Bible.
Yeah, but what about conversion therapy? Like,
What is conversion therapy?
something your church does, George?
Stop saying my church, bro. I don't know what.
But it's something your
but
church
it's also
does.
but it's also something
What are
that
you
but it's
talking
also
about?
something
you
that
don't know
church,
what's my church name?
I don't know.
Exactly, bro. You do this
Is
a
it the
lot.
church?
So Logan claims that it's because of how much he loves George that he'll tell them the truth, even if it's harsh and even if it hurts George's feelings. He also defended himself by saying that he's just treating George how he would want to be treated. But what Logan doesn't seem to realize is that if he meant what he says, then he shouldn't be mad at Christians for doing the exact same thing. I mean, think about it. If he thinks that he's showing George true love by giving him the truth, no matter how harsh it is and no matter how much it hurts George's feelings, then he should respect the fact that the Christians that he doesn't like are doing the exact same thing. They also believe that they're giving people the truth and love, even though it may seem harsh and even though it may hurt their feelings. And secondly, he also said that he wants people to treat him the way that he wants to be treated. And he also explained how he treats the people that he loves. And that's by giving them the harsh truth. So he's literally mad at Christians for treating people the way that he wants to be treated.
It makes no sense.
And so it doesn't make sense for him to only complain when Christians do the very thing that he believes is an act of true love. But here is where the tipping point for a lot of his viewers kicks in. Rather than Logan seeing the issues in his logic, instead he doubles down and even insisted how intelligent that he is.
I don't think I'm smart, George.
I think you're an amazingly smart man.
No. You know, I won't say amazing, but I'm smart. I'm
a genius.
objectively smart.
You're a genius, and I think
No matter how you cut it.
They took this to be a display of overconfidence and arrogance and the refusal to acknowledge his errors. But from Logan's perspective, he was only showing his love for George. And about that, one of the most intriguing points in the conversation was when George explained to Logan what he meant when he said that he loved Logan.
I have a question. I want to read this, because we're speaking about love, and I did not know we were about to talk about this. I swear on everything. But this morning when we were going back and forth, I want to read what we were talking about. And I said, I would do anything for you to see God. I would love that. I would love for you to see God when we're going back and forth on it. And I basically talk about how I would get rid of everything that I love for you to see God. And you said, would you even get rid of Belle? And I said, on a serious note,
Sorry, bro.
if God came to me and said, the only way that Logan would ever see me is if you suffer a life of loneliness, I said I would take it.
Now, I know that Logan doesn't believe in the Bible, but this is similar to what the Apostle Paul said in the book of Romans, where he says, "For I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my own people, my kindred according to the flesh." When the Bible talks about love, agape love in the Bible is self-sacrificial love for the benefit of the other person. On this understanding of love, the truest love will cost you something for the sake of the other person. And of course, the greatest display of this love is found in Christ, the center of the Christian faith, in which God put on human flesh and willingly becomes cursed for the things that we freely chose to do wrong. Now, even though being loving doesn't always mean being nice, and it certainly doesn't mean avoiding telling people the harsh truths that they need to hear, but what agape love does mean is doing what's best for another person at your own expense. So it seems that George's view of love may have been heavily influenced by the Bible, which I hope that we can all agree is a good thing. But to make matters more interesting, Logan claims that he was first introduced to Christianity at a young age and started rejecting it as he got older. I cover the reasons for why in this video, so go ahead and click here, and the next time that someone is hostile to you because of your faith, you can just go ahead and ask them, "What do you mean?"